how technologies like AI, ML, VR impacting cybersecurity? Are they a boon or are they an issue altogether?
Artificial intelligence is both boon as well as bane. Future cyber war will be the war of algorithms, AI versus AI. Human responders or response team is incapable of keeping up with the inhuman speed of algorithms. AI is revolutionizing cybersecurity. Most importantly, it detects threats immediately, enabling cybersecurity experts to react fast. AI can help us in dealing with critical vulnerabilities 40% more quickly. AI can be very effective against malware. Before AI, the detection was based mainly on signatures and known threats. So we were heavily relying on known data for the signatures or malware or other threats. After AI, we look at what the threat does, which actually makes it a threat. So now machines monitor the behavior of the attack without knowing what tools are used. They block an attack not only of existing or known malware, but also if a new or modified version of it surfaces. In AI, the behavior of a user is studied. An attack needs a context. So based on combination of actions performed by the user, the machine determines the probability of its authenticity. AI is also great in interpretability of alerts. In traditional rule-based systems, multiple event streams were generated based on anomalies. Security analyst has to analyze the bunch of independent alerts and correlate them together to understand if there is any breach. What has been observed in the last few years is that the security analyst is overwhelmed by so much data or alert or false positive reports that eventually he doesn't know what to prioritize and tends to overlook, and that results in a breach. Fundamental problem is that with so much contextual information, it is difficult to determine an anomaly. With the best visualization or rich dashboard to analyze information, it is difficult and overwhelming for the security analyst. There is also a lack of feedback loop in the traditional system. In case a security analyst identifies a pattern among the logs as a breach, that identification or learning is not fed back into the system in order to let the machine identify the same pattern in future and raise a true positive alert. But now with AI, we can scale ourselves and make sense of the huge data logs that we were collecting so diligently, never to look at it again. AI is determining typical user behaviors, and when something out of the ordinary happens, mark it as a potential threat. AI will help us in knowing true anomalous event or the anomaly which is truly critical based on correlation of bunch of events across different streams. Now talking about the downside of AI in cybersecurity. What if the power of this technology, which we had just discussed, turns against you? Yes, it can, and it is happening, since we are not the only one who has hands on this technology. This powerful technology can be used by hackers to carry out a bigger and more sophisticated attacks very quickly. Cyber criminals are constantly shifting or changing algorithms so suddenly that by blending in to the good pattern, they can extend themselves to make the bad pattern look good. That way, AI can also be used to create malware that resembles trusted software. By monitoring network patterns and learning user behavior, criminals can also apply machine learning to determine why certain cyber threats were unsuccessful and create more powerful and effective attack models. Next, we need high quality inputs in terms of expertise and data. In AI, algorithm is not written with the required expert inputs, or if we have not provided the required data in terms of quality and quantity, then AI have very high false positive rate, which is very dangerous and costly in cybersecurity. So first crucial input is we need the right expertise. It is rare to find people having expertise on both data science as well as cybersecurity. Also, it is difficult to find individual experts in both the streams and make them work together. Second important input is rich labeled data. So good amount of data is needed to train our machine learning algorithms. We need real attack patterns that we can train our models on. For that, we have publicly available data, create honeypots, and use red team. Next challenge is the cost. AI is expensive. Since AI is still in experimental stage, the cost associated with it may be too high for the companies. At the end, with AI becoming more powerful with each passing day, it has become an integral part of the cybersecurity industry.
Well, Anis, thank you so much for sharing your time with us today.
Thanks a lot.